Shalom, dear friends. This week I give you Shabbat Shalom wishes from the road as I drive the streets of the land of the Jewhawks. You know, a lot of people tend to think that human beings are like cars. What does that mean? If you're driving on the road, you notice that every car needs to have its own space. Every car needs to be in its right lane. In fact, for cars, loneliness is very important. If you cross over in the wrong lane and you take over someone else's space, then ultimately you're causing danger. Some people like to think that human beings are just like that too. Everyone's in their own lane. Everyone has their own life. Everyone is doing their own thing. And it's a good point. It is actually true that every single human being is unique and different. And everybody has to have their path and their way of life. But, my friends, at the same time, my friends, you see, human beings are unlike cars. Because if we are lonely the entire time, then we become dry and we start to lose our entire life force. So what is it about human beings? Are we like cars? Do we need our individuality? Do we need our own lanes? Or perhaps we're meant to just be one big happy family? This week's Torah portion tells us something remarkable. Ki ha'adam eitz hasadeh, which means man is like a tree in the field. Now let's look at this tree for a moment. Look at this magnificent tree. We see over here that a tree is comprised of many different branches. What does that tell us? Every single human being is another branch. Every person is distinct and different. Just like the cars on the road, we each need our individuality. I know I am blessed myself with 8 beautiful children. Every child is independent and unique and different. And every child needs to be treated that way, that they are special. There's no one else like them. But at the same time, this week's Torah portion reminds us that unlike cars, there's something very special about the human being, that we are like the tree. Although the tree has branches, if you go towards the bottom of the tree, you notice that the tree has roots. And this carries a very special message. Although we may be different, we are each a different branch on the tree. We have our individuality, we have our own peckle, we have our own distinct style, personality, and impact on the world. At the same time, we need to remember that we come from the same roots as human beings. And especially as the Jewish people, we carry a tremendous, tremendous weight of thousands of years of our history. So when you feel like you're just shaking in the wind and you're going in different directions, you need to remember and acknowledge that deep down, we actually have the same roots coming from the same source. And that is our history, that is our traditions, that is the story of the Jewish people. So as we embark on a new week and we think about what lesson can we take from man being like a tree, we need to remind ourselves that while we are distinct and different, like the cars on the road, each in our own lane, at the same time, deep down, we are one big family. We are one great tree. We are a tree that has roots that go very, very deep down. And when things are tough, and when there's a mighty storm out there, whether it's in Texas or anywhere in the world, and we feel like our tree is about to collapse, we need to remember that if we reach deeper within ourselves, we have those roots that could sustain us and keep us going. We need to be there for each other. We need to support each other, because at our roots, we are truly rooted in one source, and that is the story of the Jewish survival. So Shabbat Shalom, as you navigate the lanes of life, and as you weather the storms that you face each day, may you remember that deep down, we share that same root. Shabbat Shalom.